Till now we were working with energy, and this last part is something which everybody starts straight away. But as I said, that first you need to activate your energy, give it an expression, then it becomes refined, then it becomes the awareness or meditation or Shiva aspect, what we call. So in our life, we are taught time management, business management, family management. But one management which is not even talked about, is not even I get to hear much from that angle, is first is energy management, and the core of energy management is attention management. Shiva and Shakti, that is attention and energy. They happen together. They are not two separate things, because energy is a conscious phenomenon. So one of the very basic things to understand is that wherever your attention is, that's where the energy will start to form and create. People are aware of their thoughts, people are aware of their desires, but they don't realize that your desire or your thought is there because you are paying it attention. Whatever you give attention to, that starts to become your reality. Your energy starts to form around there. Attention management is all third eye's work. Energy management is belly's work, but both work together. When you pay attention to your third eye, your energy moves there. When you take your attention down, your awareness comes into the belly. So this attention management, as I was saying, that life is a expression, and the way to make connection, what we want from others, from everybody, is attention. Because when somebody gives you attention, that's what everybody is doing. In love or whatever you see, politician to Hollywood star to anybody in relations, everybody wants attention. Why attention? And that is your slavery. Somebody is there, he gives you attention, you feel happy. So people steal attention from you also. How? By manipulating you psychologically. You start to think about them, you get hurt, and you are feeding them your attention. You see, this is one of the major, robberies which happens in our social life, that people will first make you connect with them, and then they will withdraw. Now you kind of go into this, or they will hurt you in some way, or they will poke you in some way, or they will say something, so your whole attention starts to think about that person. That way you are feeding that person, and that's exactly what that person wants. That's what almost everybody unconsciously is doing. So you must have seen that sometimes when you give money to somebody, many people do that. You give money to somebody and they will delay giving you the money back. Because when they don't give you your money back, you're thinking of them. That is another energy investment. You're constantly leaking out. When he will give, when he will give. So this I became aware many years ago when I asked my boss to pay me my money, and he said, I will call you in 20 minutes. But I knew that he will not call. So I got busy carving in the jungle. So spent 3 hours. I didn't think about him at all. First, that day I quit my job. The first thing he asked me was, I told him I'm desperate, I need money, my pay, and he said, I'll call you in 20 minutes. And he called after 3 hours. And first thing he asked me was, what you were doing till now? Because my attention was not on to him. I was doing my thing. So then I realized that it's not consciously. Some people do it consciously also. These are the black magicians or tantric, people who know consciously how to manipulate somebody. What you think movie stars or politicians live on? Attention of people. You know, if there is no attention, you are nothing. So this is what is the value in society? 100 people likes you, you feel good. 100,000 people like you are better than rest of the humanity. 200,000 people like you on YouTube or whatever, you feel much better, your value increases. But are you changing in any way? So everybody is deficit on energy, and they need as many people investing their attention into them. That's why rock stars, movie stars, on the personal level they are hollow, because they are living off the attention and energy given by other people. And same is true about you in your relations, that you feel good when somebody is talking about you, looking at you. You know, sometimes people are telling the stories of their life, they want you to listen. It's not about the story. While you're listening, you are paying attention, you are giving them your prana. Your prana is flowing into them. And this is where I am pointing out to you the what is we call the energy and attention management. But attention is such an unconscious thing in us that you do not even know when you start to pay attention to random subjects. That is where, when your third eye is not developed, you are slave to any event which will come and take your attention away. So to be aware of your attention, this is one of the practices you can do. It will change your life. It's a very deep problem and a very deep method also. I explained in my workshops also, but I see very few people get interested into it. The reason is that we all are essentially demons. We live in thought worlds. We need our thought world to be nourished all the time. Somebody says, "Yo, you know, I love you, you are the greatest person," that makes you feel good, because somebody gave attention to the thoughts you believe into. Oh, you also believe the same guru? Me too. Suddenly there is a camaraderie. So this attention is what we call, look, there are three stages. Awareness, which is cosmic awareness, everything is just awareness, and energy is part of it. Then this awareness becomes attention on the mind level, and your attention shifts constantly from one thing to another. Scrolling your one subject attention, then you go to the next subject attention. Attention keeps on changing. And the same attention, if you manage it well, it can become concentration. So you give a command and you will keep looking at something. You will pay attention to a certain subject. You sit for half an hour, you will sit very still. Nobody can move you, no matter what happens. Storm comes, house is on fire, you will not move. That way, you are creating a commanding center within your body, within your mind. And most of the people do not have. And people who do not have this commanding center, you can't really trust them. That means none of you can be trusted. Because we do not know when your attention will change, and whatever you give attention to, that kind of psychology will start to become your psychology. You become what you pay attention to. So attention is forming you, whatever you're paying attention to. And wherever the attention is, that's where your energy goes. And usually you are driven by your energy pulls, and that's where your attention goes. You feel attracted to something, you feel greedy for something, your energy is flowing there, your attention also starts to live there, and you become the object of whatever attracted you. So this way your life is accidental. You see a new ad or new movie, craze go, I also want to see that movie. So now with that you have changed your destiny. It's not in your hands. Anything can come and take your attention away. And in today's time, every company, every politician, every actor, every human being wants your attention. Just one thumbs up for 1 second is worth millions to companies. How many thumbs up comes? How many viewers watched? Because that's the market thing. And what each company wants, just your 1 second attention. Have you put something on Instagram or Facebook? Have you noticed when there are 3 thumbs, you feel depressed? Fuck. And you see 100 thumbs and you feel, yeah. You have sweet dreams. You wake up like the emperor and you check, are there another 100 or not? So you see, why? So many people thought of you, liked it. This is slavery. This is dependence on others. Behind it is that inside you're hollow and empty. And out of that comes narcissist behavior. Mostly become narcissist because then they start to live, then you start to form a personality which will impress others. Look at most of the Instagram. Empty people pretending to be cool. And you're getting millions and millions of thumbs, and that is increasing your value. But if you look inside, there's nothing. There is nothing of value, there is nothing of power, there is nothing of light or sun inside, which doesn't need anybody's attention, which gives attention. Giving attention means radiating energy. But you are the master of it. Nobody can steal from you. You, whenever you want, you can withdraw. Like Krishna says in Gita that a yogi can withdraw himself like a tortoise. When it feels too much invaded, it withdraws. You become centered into yourself. But that muscle of attention has to be developed. It won't come to you because your whole habit is outside. Thought is outside. Looking is outside. Who hurt you is outside. It's all you're shooting out. Self-realization or enlightenment is you realize that this light inside which shoots out. I am not the ray of light, I am the source of light. So this in the beginning may feel very lonely and alone. But actually, that's why mostly people are afraid of spiritual thing, because once you start to bring your attention back within yourself, you will notice thoughts are not you. Thoughts are just a ripple appears and disappears. And you are relying your whole life on that. My son, my wife, this many people like me, this person hurt me. And that's what is dominating your direction of life. Anybody living on the thought level, you have a destiny. It can be predicted what you are going to do. If I know your fear and greed, I can tell you what you're going to do next. But if you have no fear or greed, you are unpredictable. You become the cosmic movement. It's an anomaly. Usually we function in a regular way, in a pattern. Suddenly anomaly is that out of the blue, the present responds in a cosmic way. It's always new. It's always surprising. That's why really enlightened people are unpredictable. Because even they do not know what they are going to do. One Baba told me, even God doesn't know what he's going to do next. I was asking him, how about where my life is going to be, and he said, what if even God doesn't know? So that really shocked me. Point is that if you are a creator, why you need to know? You can create, isn't it? If there is a destiny, there is no point of creator. There is no point of Brahma. Free will means you can create series of events, but you cannot create out of reaction of your emotional and social reactions. It comes out of creativity. Any given moment, for example, your mind fuck is going on. You have a choice. Withdraw your attention, start to chant a mantra. Same mind fuck becomes the mantra and your frequency starts to change. So what you have done then? You have changed your destiny. This is something you should understand deeply. You have changed your destiny. Your destiny is defined by habits. That's where astrology comes in, that they tell you that under this influences you are going to behave like this. But as long as you are living into thoughts, you living into the events and the definition, they define you. But the day you realize whatever you think, whatever you believe, it's just a thought in your head. There is no reality there. That is the biggest breakthrough in yoga, for example. You realize your inner dialogue stops. You stop talking inside your head with people with various things. Isn't it? You are always talking to somebody in your head. Think about it. Who did you talk this morning with? Inner dialogue continues. And they say yogi's life, the first breakthrough in yoga is when your inner dialogue stops. Because I am talking with myself only. I create a character of my wife or a friend or a girlfriend and I talk to them. Repeat the old conversation and keep on repeating them. That is exhausting you. That is depleting all your creative energy. And always remember, each thought takes away lots of your energy. Your 80% of energy is consumed by your thoughts. And people whose minds become still, they become super efficient, super active. They accomplish great things because so much energy is available that they don't feel anything is a challenge. Out of that, they can even do miracles. Essentially, your prana multiplies, your power starts to expand. And in Taoism, they say that a good king will make their people's minds shrink and bellies bigger. He's saying that something not to feed them or something, means they are more living into energy, not into the thoughts. When you start to live in energy, you start to have a very cosmic wisdom. Like an animal, like a cosmic being, you just know whether you want to do this or not. You don't use fear or greed. You just know, I feel like doing it, then you just do it. Profit, loss, fear doesn't bother you. There is a very interesting thing that if you are afraid of something and you do it, you are creating those events by your fear. For example, you start a business plan. You are two things you will do. One thing is that you will be afraid, what if it fails? When you said it, you sown the seeds. Or other is also true. When you start to fantasize, once I have done this, now I will have profit, I will have a car, I'll have a house. So to your brain, the signal is going that you have already received the rewards. So your energy stops manifesting. Because you are, by imagining the future, you're already manifesting the reality into your head. That is the second way how you suck out of your own creativity, by imagining future. Don't ask me about attracting wealth and all, how to attract. These are just stupid things. They are black magics imposed on life. They have consequences. I'll talk about it in some other time. So, if you want to get out of this darkness, what is happening today, key is not to have a new government or new way of life. Key is become master of your attention. And that's what we are going to work on today. The esoteric aspect of it is that when you pay attention to anything in life, it reflects attention back. That's what devotion is. That's what spirituality is. If in your mind you're constantly thinking of life and its beauty, you're paying attention to trees, you're paying attention to the skies and earth, slowly you will start to feel some attention is reflecting back. This is even proved into subatomic level laboratories, that you create a vacuum in a room and you put some, electrons or whatever is this technical thing, and you put a piece of cell or something there, and those electrons start to reflect that. They start to become like that. You understand what I'm saying? Anything you do, events around you start to reflect that. This reflection in devotion and spirituality is when you start to get God's attention. That is a bit crude word, God. Originally the word God comes from that which is addressed. That is the root word. God is not a name, person. It is also not saying that. That which is addressed, that energy which we address always, that is God actually in Latin means that which is addressed. And especially when you are doing lots of meditation, people get addicted to you because now your attention is very focused. People will want to talk to you because nobody else gives you such attention. Otherwise, you talk to any ordinary person, yeah, he will take the phone, I'm listening, and while they, but the point is you want their attention, undivided attention. And that attention. So there are people who will take your attention, but you consume it themselves. But there are people who will take your attention and reflect back about you. That is what teachers or gurus do. You know? They don't need your attention. But if you give them attention, they reflect back what is going on with you. So it's kind of creates a circulation and self-awareness. When somebody is giving you attention, you have two options. Either you suck that attention or you also pay attention. So you start to get reflected by the other person. That's what most of the people do not like. Because if you're feeling something within you is not good enough, this happens in most of the relations. You go into a relation not feeling good enough, you think other will fill you up. But once you're with them, a point comes when you are in each other's presence. That's why couples keep on talking, to avoid that silence in which you will be reflected. I have seen many people run away. They pretend to be great personality, very cool, but deep inside there is a fear that this person shouldn't come to know what really I am. A boring, lost person who has no talent, nothing. And in silence, it appears. But if you are generator of energy, in your silence, you become more powerful. Your presence is more there. In words, actually, you feel kind of little lost, but in presence, you are really. But in that presence, others who are living in mind become uncomfortable. Because then that presence, it starts to reveal them to themselves. And that's why people want love, but they don't really want love. That's why most of the love affairs are basically chit-chat, smartphone interactions, that's all. Krishnamurti has said that he always talked about attention, so he talked about one technique. So please do this technique as much you can wherever you are. There are many versions of it, but today we will try that also. In this, one general practice you can start to do every day, during the day. Notice any given moment, where is your attention right now? You don't have to reject it, whatever. Sound of the bird came, you are aware your attention is now on the bird. I am saying something, you're listening, your attention is there. Becoming aware of your attention. It keeps on moving. Now you're becoming aware of the torch. Before you didn't know you have a torch. And you say, oh, I am seeing this bird. Oh, I am seeing this, but you don't know your torch is going there. Becoming aware of your torch is you also then an option, there's a button which you can switch off that torch. You withdraw from the world. This comes at later stages. And then another beautiful thing happens where the demons are afraid. You realize that you are a torch which falls on the thoughts. You are not the thought. You are not your name. You are not the word. You are not the concept. You are the one who is aware of the concept that my name is this, I am an artist, or I am an engineer, or I am an ordinary girl, or I am a stupid girl. These are all words. The day you lose trust on the mental narrative, you have risen above the humanity. Everybody is living in the narrative. Look at anybody. I am spiritual, I follow Sadhguru, I follow Shakti, I follow Shiva, I follow these words. But the one who is making the word is the divinity. It's not you, because you are also being made. I am so and so. But there is one entity inside you which is attention and energy, which is cosmic, which is forming your body, forming your thoughts, and doing your actions. The more you have attention into your body actions, more graceful your body becomes, more powerful your body becomes, and more creative that energy becomes. Whenever you are trapped into a loop into life, just remember that your attention is not total there. Whenever you, in any loop, any boring job, if you start to pay attention, become aware of each action, you will notice a change starts to come. You start to think of creative ways to expand yourself. See? You don't have to break out of the loop. You can make the loop bigger. You can add more things and keep on making it interesting and interesting. You cannot get out of any circular movement of life, and people resist that. But getting out of the circle of life means you will die soon. People want to maintain only happiness. It will kill you. You have to be happy, you have to be miserable. And the circulation, if you start to play with it, then you can get creative. All the great art came out of suffering. Think about it. Why it happens? Because in suffering you get concentrated. You know why suffering hurts? You can't think of anything else. And your mind wants to go 20,000 places, it cannot. Your pain or the bitch who has hurt you keep haunting you. That focus is actually burning you and transforming you. Think about it very deeply, that one woman told Krishna, Kautaki, or I don't know what was her name, she said that, Prabhuji, give me more suffering. Krishna laughed. But the point is, in suffering you get focused. So please don't avoid suffering. In suffering, you will become wise into your life. In happiness, you will stay idiotic and frivolous. When you lose something, notice, whole world has crashed and now you are left alone. There, wisdom comes up. I write all my posts out of suffering. I suffer something and I get to see it, and out of that comes a realization, oh, that's why it happens. Suffering is a burning, it's a friction, it evolves you. I tell you one of the secrets of growth, and where everybody goes into spirituality to avoid that is suffering. If you welcome the suffering, you will notice you become a different person. Deeply inside you, you look at it. Everybody is trying to avoid the discomfort and suffering. All your efforts are, I shouldn't become poor. That is fine. Being poor, that is not the point. You do not want to have any unpleasant experiences. In pleasant experiences, you can maintain your ego game. I have this, I have that. Suddenly you don't have it, now who you will tell? But culprit behind is your attention. Your attention is forming your world. So this practice is the practice which Krishnamurti said. So during the day, you are becoming aware. If you're looking at me, look carefully. Not just look and thinking. If you're looking at a leaf, look at its form, its greenness, the red flower, wind moving, the trembling. Suddenly you enter after a few months into psychedelic world, that so much is going on around you and you never notice because of your thinking. Why artists make still lives? Why Van Gogh's paintings look so vibrant? Because he's looking very deeply and closely. You see, this is what happens in taking in drugs. You suddenly become aware of the details. Definition of genius and ordinary person is, genius notice more details. Now imagine the implications. If you develop this attention to details of everything you look, first thing, you will come into the present. Second thing, you will start to become aware of many, many details you never noticed. Now its implications are, whenever you face a problem in your life, in normal awareness sense you freak out. I don't know what I'm going to do. But when you have developed the attention habit, you will look at the details of what is going on. And you will see there is a way also. You never saw it. It's like you standing by the road, you just see from, there's so much traffic I can't cross, right? But you go there, look, truck came, there is a gap. You walk through. Never ever life will give you an empty road to cross. You have to wait for the right time to make your action. That's where you need awareness, presence, and attention to the details. Attention to the details is the key in developing any talent. You will notice that intelligent people notice many, many details. Then it will become problem for you, because then you will be listening to your wife and you notice details you never noticed before. She will use a certain tone and you say, oh shit. Because in past, in my relationships, like my girlfriend will give me a call, suddenly the tone is different. And suddenly she's very loving and tone is different. Then I realize she has a boyfriend. Because there was, in her tone, she was withdrawn. Before she was all out. So this is what happens when you develop attention. You notice the change in the other sound. When there's specific word, the tone is different. We never notice, we just take it in one gulp. We're too eager to talk about. When you really listen, everybody is telling about themselves through few sentences only. But you're not there. You have to be a good musician like here. So two attentions you need to develop. Visual attention during the day. Whatever you look, so don't look at people like this and start to stare at somebody. You will have problems. Guys will misunderstand it. If girls are looking, oh, she likes me. No. Just in nature, look at every detail. It's the most amazing practice. Whichever group has done it, they really felt amazing afterwards. So first step is, you will, Krishnamurti says, go to a garden and look at everything in deep, deep detail. After doing that, 15-20 minutes, any sound comes, listen to the bike sound. Don't use the word. Trrrn, ching, 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 pom, pom, pom. But you notice your attention is going here and there. Then you bring it back to looking at a leaf. Look at its curve. Ant is walking. There is a cobweb also there. And the color and texture of that pot, how shades are changing. These details are developing your third eye. So now Krishnamurti says, go inside the room and close your eyes. Now look at your mind as you are looking at a garden. Listen to the sounds of your mind, the sounds of other people, what they said, what YouTube said. It is going on. Just listen and pay attention. That's all. You don't have to choose. Just look at the detail. You will notice most of your fears and mind fucks will disappear, because once you pay attention, thing disappears. When I told people to imagine a candle in their mind, they said, Satya Ji, I try, but it disappears. And that's a good thing. When you pay attention to any thought, okay, some thought is harassing me. What if this, what is that? And you notice the detail. You will start to notice your psychological details. Because your mother said so, now you are repeating the same thing. And you have certain hope, and now it's not coming true, that's why you're freaking out. Once you see the detail, whole palace falls apart. It was just creation of your imagination. So, with mantra practice, for example, your attention is wandering somewhere, you bring your attention to saying Sitaram, Sitaram in the mind. You're developing a muscle, how to control your attention. You don't have to control anybody. You see, why meditators can be irritating to others? Because they can choose not to think about you. They can anytime just switch off their mind and not think about you. And girlfriends freak out, or boyfriends freak out, that they don't receive that same signal coming constantly, energetically, And it's not easy, I tell you, because to withdraw from mindfuck, you need to have some training. And that I told you before also, mindfuck is a negative state. Positive state is when you're feeling very good, you're dreaming nice fantasies. Withdraw from that first. You say, okay, Sitaram, Sitaram. And your mind will say, no, 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 please, let's enjoy that. But you say, no, Sitaram, Sitaram. Go into that boring. But slowly, slowly, when your energy starts to come back to Sitaram, it becomes ecstatic. You start to feel yourself as energy movement, which doesn't need any other energy. That's where yogis live. That's where people who are in tune with life live. They don't need other source of energy because they themselves feel they're vibrating with life. These people are the people who are like, what you say, higher level beings, because they are not stealing from others, but they're sharing. They're like sun.
That is like
Swambhu. Saibham in Punjabi. Self-aware. But you are not self-aware. You are aware of other things. Return of this awareness to you is the state of meditation, samadhi, and any growth. Suffering is forcing you to return to yourself, and you're resisting that. You were whole focused on something and suddenly that thing is not there. Now your energy doesn't know where to go and you suffer, you tremble. But if you say, oh, who is suffering? Raman Maharishi will ask you first thing. If you go to him, I am depressed, he say, who is depressed? Look inside. Who is this one who is saying I am depressed? The moment you look, story disappears. Because you were projecting it out. The more you tell people about your suffering, more you are making it real. Because you have told hundreds of people on internet or YouTube that I have this problem. Now you have to maintain the image. Because suddenly you say, oh, everything is fine now, I am feeling good. But you see, I came to know about a person. I noticed very interesting thing, that this person had cancer. But she was really enjoying the phenomena of cancer. And she herself said it. Now every relative is coming and calling me before nobody has asked me anything. So she wants that cancer because attention she is getting. Don't think suffering happens to you because you didn't want it, it came to you. No, you want it. There is a drama in suffering. और कुछ नहीं पूछना अभी. There is no drama in suffering. There is drama in suffering. You love drama. If somebody says, how are you doing? You say, good. No conversation possible. But how are you doing? Very bad. Let's talk. There's a drama to brag about, to tell. And other people feel good when you're feeling bad because they feel better than you. But when you say, I did meditation, I'm amazing, I made a painting, others feeling peace like a piece of shit in front of you. It creates envy that you are enjoying. Must be your imagination. But we never say that about suffering, that it is my imagination also. And that is the breakthrough. The day you start to doubt your fears, sufferings and greeds. What if this is all my imagination? That day you don't need any guru. Because guru also becomes part of your fantasy. I go to him, I will get this, my kundalini will be awake, I will open my ashram, I will have followers, beautiful women and cars. That's... So this attention training is that once you are sitting inside and looking, first time you will become aware of yourself as separate attention which is looking at thoughts. Right now you are the thoughts. Each thought takes you on a journey, on a storyline. But when you realize that thought came, it is taking me on a story, you withdraw. Notice another thought will come and it goes. Each thought comes and goes, comes and goes. And what is meditation? The gap between the thoughts is the meditation. What we are doing is we are jumping from thought to thought. Meditation is saying focus on the gaps. One thought came, brief gap, nothing, next thought appears, then brief gap. What we are doing, we're jumping from thought to thought. And a yogi or a meditation practitioner focusing only on the gaps. You ignore the thought, focus on the gaps. That becomes your priority. Even Shiva says much deeper in one of the techniques, he says that do not think of events of happiness or pain, focus on where you're feeling normal, neither happy nor sad. And if I ask you to remember your life, you will remember only happy moments and sad moments. Normal moments are not in memory. And normal moments, if you focus on, your life starts to become stable and integrated. So don't trust happiness, don't trust sadness. And normal moments, the more you pay attention to them, the more they start to increase. But if you pay attention to happiness, remember, you're also creating suffering with it. So what is everybody doing as soon as you get up? What will be exciting thing I can do today? And disasters come because you created a fantasy. Opposite comes. But if you say normal, I will have my tea, focus on the chai. I'll make my tea, no drama, no fantasy. Will take my shower, do my work, do my painting. Even with painting, don't go there, oh, exciting. Do the act. You become master. Because what stops you or makes you overdo thing is either fantasy of happiness and reward or failure and I don't feel good. All that things suck you out. No matter you're feeling good or great, your pace stays the same. Means you are integrated. There is a story that that's why Taoists say that have no opinions. So there is a story that one poor man had a horse and his horse ran away. So villagers came, they said to him that it's very bad that with horse you were making money, that horse is gone. Now it's very bad. He said that I just know my horse is gone, that's all. After 1 month, horse came back along with 15 more horses from the jungle. So villagers came, oh, such a great news. That now you have lots of horses. He said, no, all I know is horse have came back with more horses. That's all. Don't start to create stories, excitement around it. I have to paint. I have to have sex with my wife, that's all. Don't make drama around it. So then what happens is that then his son is training the horses and he breaks his leg. Villagers again come, oh, so bad that your horse, your son has broken the leg, now you'll have to work. He said, all I know is my son has broken his leg. So after some time, 1 month, the king has a war with the neighboring kingdom. So they're catching all the young people to go into the army. But they can't take his son because his son has a broken leg. So we'll say, wow, you are some sage. You know, that. So the point of this story is that if you create no opinions, this is good which has happened, you will not suffer. If you don't have opinion that, oh, this is so bad, this has happened, you just say, okay, I have a loss, that's all. Money is gone or somebody has left me. That is very difficult to maintain. Your mind wants to jump into a drama. How dare, I am the good person, other is the bad person, or look how great I am making so much money. Just stay sum about it. Sum means neither left nor right. Because how that sumness comes, which Buddha said, everything is passing. No need to get excited. Either for happiness or the pain. This is the state of mind which finally becomes creative, which finally doesn't need anything. You start to multiply energy. Your energy is leaking by negative thought, positive thought, negative thought, positive thought. You are like a ping pong. You're constantly afraid. If somebody then gets angry at you, says bad words, you just listen, you decide not to have an opinion about that. You thank you and you walk away. You're not behaving holier than thou. You are not participating their mind narrative and you also jump in. How dare you say this to me? I will rip you apart and all that. You see, that is the mastery. The real mastery is nothing should go on into your head without your permission. When you want it, when you don't want it. What happens then? You stop living into the psychological mind, you start to live in a functional mind. People say, if I do meditation, what will happen to me? How I will do my things? You're confusing. When I am saying don't live in the mind, don't be in the psychological mind, which lives in fear. Oh, what will happen if I don't get this? Or which lives in excitement. When I will get this. You create a fear and greed psychology. That's the base of your whole psychology. You're constantly afraid of something, constantly greedy of some new experience. And out of that, you make decisions. Isn't it? Think about it. But functional mind only learns something, does it, acts it, and forgets about it. Functional mind is concerned about, I have to go to market, get on the bike, get the thing, come back. Mind, for that, it's a beautiful tool. You need to make a painting, you need to do engineering work. Your functional mind, and remember, why scientists or artists are failures in social life, because their whole functional mind, creative mind, is taking all their energy. They have no time for social psychological mind fucks, because they know with functional mind you can create so many beautiful things instead of having a stupid gossip with somebody. It's the same energy which is getting wasted. You will see all the talented genius people mostly stay quiet. They don't do much social talks, because they now know the use. The wealth is your mind energy, and your attention can create anything for you, but it is being stolen by you and others and constantly leaking out. So remember, second thing, functional mind and psychological mind. Psychological mind is the problem. Psychological mind lives in the concept of death. Oh, I am this and that will happen. All this is creating a kind of fear or unnatural excitement about future. Your psychology is defined by your past. What bad happened to you, still carry it. Whereas functional mind is concerned about what I have to do now. And if you become that, that's what Ganesha is. Only do what you're doing now. That's all you got. Suddenly you become a genius mind. You become more responsive. Intelligent things come. You see, if you look at all great statements of great philosophers, they are very practical things they are saying. Like one proverb I read of Africa, that you don't have to run faster than the lion. You have to run faster than the other person who is being chased by the lion. So that is functional mind working. Boom. I don't need to run faster than the lion. Just like this guy, I run faster, lion will catch him. So that is practical functional mind. So most of the time, sometimes solutions are right in front of us, because we are psychologically emotional. We say, no, I don't want to do this, and you miss the opportunity. Functional mind has no ego. Functional mind just does and forget. He doesn't say that, oh, look, I have done this. Your doer mind, psychological mind comes in and says, look how great I am. That is like a shadow. You see, ego mind comes after the event. During the event is functional mind. After the event, when the rewards are there, it's happy. If rewards are not there, it's depressed. So this is what Krishna is saying. Don't take the credit for doing. You just do and forget. And that is the real sadhana. That is the greatest yoga. That you do and then you say, you are learning death in a creative way. You do something and forget. You will see you're becoming unburdened. You're not carrying anything. You will not be afraid of death. Because what death takes away from you is what you have gathered in memories. So you do things, you say, okay. You do a sadhana, now don't carry it. Look, I'm a meditator, soon I'll be enlightened. Forget it. Let that energy, that action create results, not your memory and ideas about it. Okay. So what we are going to do today is, we call it blind drawing in art. Means you will all have sketchbook and a pen, and you will go in the garden, you will choose any plant or any leaf, you will start to, let's say, this is the cup you are looking at. What you will do is, you will start to look at the edge of the cup and move slowly, inch by inch, looking at the cup. Meanwhile, your hand will be on the paper. Whatever your eye is looking at the curve, it is drawing it, but you will not look at the paper. And if you find yourself looking at the paper, means you're still into that game of whether it's coming good or not. It will come very disturbing drawing, but actually it is carrying your awareness and action are becoming one. You are looking at something, at the same time you are making a movement. What is happening is, usually when I look at something, then I draw, I'm drawing from the memory, isn't it? So your perception and action, when they become one, that is the electric cosmos. That is the bulb coming on. So when you're moving, your movement and you are one. Similarly, what your eyes are looking at and your hand is following it, you are integrating your eyes with your heart, which is feeling the thing and drawing. So this will, you'll be surprised what all details you are missing, and you'll start to enjoy. You never looked at a leaf with detail. Little veins into it, like a spine spreading around. There's an ant moving. There is so much going on. After you do the drawing, then in between I will ask you, you will close your eyes and listen to the sounds now. Wind rustling, dog barking. You don't have to put words. You will realize a different kingdom opens up. You are out of your mental kingdom, psychological kingdom. Suddenly you enter the present kingdom, which is full of movement, energy and everything. And after doing that drawing, we all will go up. You will sit down with closed eyes and look at your mind as if you are in a garden. Any thought comes, look at it with details. Usually when you think of anybody, you don't look at it in detail. You just see, oh, my mother, and your reaction starts. But if you look, oh, thought, image is forming, you see the detail of it. Then you see next thought comes, you see the detail of it. This way you are developing the third eye. You are becoming more in control of your mind instead of you being in control of the mind. This practice can transform you. But this practice, I know half of you will not like it. Don't think you will like it. I'm talking to you. There are not many people, I'm talking to you. Because we are basically asuras, demons. We love thought world. This drama, how to suck the other, how I am better than the other. If you really look, your whole ego palace will crash. It is just a thought. Then comes a silence, pure energy. And that energy responds to life. Otherwise, your thoughts react to situations. Okay? So, and this will work only if you keep on doing it in your life. I tell you, my breakthroughs in life happened through this technique. Whenever I'm in mindfuck, I just start to look at the details around. Another secret is, whenever your mind is working too much, start to stare at one place. Because for your mindfuck to happen, you have to look here and there all the time. There are techniques how to make your eyes so still that your mind is unable to move. So keeping your mind still, notice which thought is going on. Just look at it. Notice your attention has gone to that thought. Then you will see your attention has now gone to the sound. It's happening very fast. But you notice that journey. Like your attention is like a dot or the tip of the pen. Sometimes it's painting the bird sound, sometimes it's looking at the leaf, sometimes it is some sensation in the body, sometimes a thought comes. But that dot in you is what the self is. Even that is aware of the ego also. That is the dot which is forming your ego. My name is so and so. Becoming aware of that dot, that projection point, is the whole point of spirituality. That's why Ramana has followers, but very few, because he is cutting the all bullshit of Kundalini and this practice. He says, look, who is thinking? Don't say what I am thinking. Look who is thinking inside you. And that is a dangerous game. Please don't go there if you're not ready. It will crash you down. You will see it's all bullshit you are creating. Every suffering, every pain, every good person, you feel better than somebody. In fact, cosmos is a story Shiva telling to himself. There is nobody else. That means your social life whatever you're going through is your story you're telling yourself. Who you will blame? Our whole fun is somebody did this to me, that person is bastard. No, it's all you telling your. So this storyteller has to be watched for. Then you realize you were always the culprit. My first shock 10 years back was I realized everything which has happened is my story told to me. My mother did this, I keep telling to myself. My father did this, my friends did this, Osho said this. You are telling this to yourself in the head. And that breakthrough in the beginning will put you into a gap. You do not know what the fuck now. But then comes your original self, which responds only to the present. It uses the old thoughts and memories for the reference, but it functions in the now. That's what little seeds I have already planted, like catching the ball, is the functioning from the functional mind. If you leave the ball to the psychological mind, I don't know if I should catch it or not. What if I am unable to catch? By that time, ball is gone. That's what is happening. We spend, life is like a ball rushing towards you. By the time you think about it, you are dead. You know, people come close to enlightenment just before death, but they become unconscious. Because just before death, your whole mind world slowly disappears. And in that moment, people panic. Just 2 minutes before death, everybody becomes unconscious. That's why they say if you can die consciously, you will be enlightened. Why? Why Bhisham Pitamaha told Vishnu's 1,000 names while dying? Why not before? Because when he was close to death, he was separating from the mental world. There he saw, oh my God, it's always this Vishnu, always this Om. There was never anything else ever. It is playing you, it is playing me, it is playing trance and leaves, it's all the gods and goddesses. It's only that one being. And that's what he told Yudhishthir. The whole 1,000 names of Vishnu are happening in Mahabharata. And then he asked that what will be the only thing. That's what Ram mantra means. Ram means now, this is Vishnu, not some person. Ram, the very sound, you are saying this. And one day you fully settle here, you yourself become the Vishnu. You yourself are the Devi, because there is nobody else other than that Om, that presence. That is where bhakti begins. A bhakt says, it's you, so I will celebrate and dance. What is my fear then? Who gives a fuck? It is you who has become my form, it is you who is suffering, and it is you who is happy. Who dies and who lives? Who takes birth? It's you. Ram, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. That's what it means. Sounds beautiful, but try it. You will see your whole world is falling apart. Your whole stories are, there are other people. It's like you are counting waves. Suddenly you realize there is an ocean. There are no waves. They are just ocean only. You understand the analogy? That you are thinking waves. There are thousands of waves. 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave. But if you look deep, it's just one ocean. There are no many waves. It's just one ocean only. So that's what Ganesh mantra means. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. You start to realize there is only this sound which is going on. Nothing else ever has been on. It's just movie coming and going. That realization is what you are coming closer to the Shakti, to the enlightenment, not enlightenment. I feel that what I am doing is not putting you on the path of enlightenment or materiality, but on path of life. Life itself is material and spiritual. You don't have to choose. You become totally grounded with this, what is going on. Ganesha gives you material success also and liberation also. You see? For example, look at Mumbai. Why you think it is so rich? Maharashtra especially. Ganpati. Because For example, anybody is worshipping Shiva a lot, they will never be socially successful. They will never make money. Because Shiva's whole philosophy is saying everything is Maya. That's why India is poor. Look at Sikhs. They said that this is Ekunkar Satnam and serve it, and they are rich. Because they are not dividing between material and spiritual. It's all one, and you worship everything. So life gives you prosperity also, gives you mental peace also, gives you liberation also. So essential fault of your being poor or not having money or not having good social life is you are dividing somewhere. If you take everything as part of that same life, you celebrate each aspect, you notice it starts to respond back to you. Because now you are giving a positive attention. So last thing, when you pay attention to trees, go to a jungle, after few days you will realize jungle becomes aware of you. Now when I go to jungle, I'm going there since 1 year, whenever I enter, as if I feel trees are saying, "Aa gaye." You know, they are aware that I have come. Other people also come, they come to cut the wood, you know. But I go there to sit, and I notice there is a response of the nature back. This is what devotees talk about. They start to feel a presence. It's not imagination, but you have to give your presence. That is the best gift you can give to anybody, not your love, your presence to somebody. That I will not say anything, I'll just sit with you. And it's the deepest. Because what we long is somebody just be with me as I am. In talking, you're telling you, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I did that. Can you be just present? And that will happen only when you can be just present with yourself. Sit for half an hour, just be with yourself. Like your best friend is you. Everything comes and go, but your best friend is always with you. And sit with it. And be compassionate with your mind. Don't judge it. Oh, why you are thinking about this? Why you are suddenly mind fucking? It's okay. You want to play around. This is acceptance. Once you can give yourself that, you will notice around you people start to like you because you don't judge them now. You just give your presence. That's what everybody is looking for. And that's what you are looking for. And your being is looking for your presence. When you will stop running after ideas and thoughts and say, okay, I am here with you. That's what Zazen is, the deepest meditation of humanity. Sitting silently, doing nothing. Just sit. And in that silence, it's not about being peaceful. You start to feel that you are the whole life. This silence contains everything. And that silence then starts to dance and create. Buddhists just stop there. But otherwise, this silence also dances, sings. Then it's the balance. Okay? So we have the sketchbooks, Manjari? Okay, just one sheet will be good. And pencils. No rubber is needed. So you choose any spot. There is a pagoda also. You choose any one plant or anything you feel attracted to, you start to draw. So understood the instruction. If I am looking at this leaf, I will start on the one edge. I will move my eye inch by inch and I will follow my pen with it. It's turning right, your pen will, but you will not look at the paper. So this will make you observe more deeply. This is practice in art school to increase your observation. Otherwise, we just look and you will notice once you're doing this blind drawing, you'll start to notice many, many details around you. And then you will start to notice details into your head, details into your situation of your life. Then you'll say, oh, I never noticed this. You know what people love most? When you notice the small, small details. This is, wow, this person is paying attention, isn't it? Recently, my friend was here. He has this particular quality. I put on a cigarette and I'm looking for matchstick and he's already getting it out. He will notice when I need something and he immediately doing it because the presence. You start to feel the other person needs and that makes you feel, wow, this person is so present. And this is very good in business also. You're listening and you know where the person is coming, you respond to that. That creates connections. But we are absent. People feel unlooked. unnoticed, they hate you for it. But if you tell somebody, you know, I noticed about you when you walk, you do this, and people say, really? They get so happy because somebody really gave time to think about how I walk, you know. So this is one of the very important things. You can make anybody fall in love with you by telling them about details, but they should be sincere, huh? Not some bullshit.